Okay, so this is where the human character will begin the game. Don't worry if you didn't choose to make a human, I will try to only cover points that will relate to all of the races. First thing you want to do is get rid of the annoying icons asking you to buy the expansions. The red strip up in the top left corner will always be available to click on should you choose to upgrade. Next, also in the top left corner, click on the Options tab, which looks like a little cog, so we can go through some of the game settings. I'm not going to walk you through all of them, as you know how to read, and mousing over an option gives you a better description about what they do. A few worth noting, however. The first two options, Loot on Interact and Auto Pickup. Tick them both, but don't get excited for auto loot. You will need 19 mastery points for this to be active, and mastery points can only be used after purchasing the game. The next options, about seeing names, are worth ticking also. Although it's your choice what you see in the game, it's handy to help find quest objectives or farming nodes. The next one you want ticked is your skill recharge. It's useful to know how long you have before you can use a skill again. Move inventory on compact is also very useful, as it will place all your items up in the top of your bag slots. This way you will know the most recent stuff you just acquired is in the bottom section rather than dotted in all the holes that were left after depositing materials. Feel free to play with the sliders for your view, as we all like a different perspective when playing. Again, personal preference, but I always uncheck double tap to evade, as it's annoying when you do it accidentally, especially if it was a badly timed accident that results in either you taking a drop you didn't want to make, or leaves you with a cooldown to use it again that you wasn't intending on waiting for. Most of the last choices can be dependent on what class you are playing. The next tab is where you make changes to graphical choices. A lot of these will depend on your PC. The third tab is for sound options. This is where you can disable the constant player chatter that your character will make while playing. Lots of us get fed up with them saying the same things over and over again after a while. Lastly, at the bottom is where you can change your keybinds. As you become more used to the game, these options may be something you want to change drastically, but for now I will recommend just a few. Change your strap left and right keys to your A and D. It's much more useful than turning. With the Q and E you have just freed up, I turn my E into a walk, which is handy for some of the Protect NPC events. And I change my dodge key to a Q instead of a V, so it's close to where I'm using the movement controls. There are lots of things you can change, but for now, let's just start playing. So, anyone that will help you out in your story quest will have a little green star above their heads, so you know who to talk to. Simply go up to them and hit the F key to begin the conversation. As this is the starter quest, you have a green arrow on your minimap. This will help direct you to the next objective. The next NPC will give us a cutscene cinematic to watch. You can skip them, but it's nice to watch them, especially on your first playthrough of the game.
Sergeant, there are more centaurs on the other side of town. Captain Thackeray's calling for reinforcements at the garrison.
If he's calling for help, it must be serious. But I can't spare anyone.
I'll go. Captain Thackeray's never failed Divinity's Reach. If I can help him, I will.
Balthazar bless you. That's the spirit that'll win this war. Good luck.
Follow the markers to the next objective and help out clearing any mobs along the way.
You will be broken.
Apologies to anyone who saw the first video in this playlist and was expecting a level 1 to 10 guide. As I decided not to edit out the cutscenes, it would have been too long, so this one will only cover the tutorial.
The centaurs are in the garrison. Rally to Captain Thackeray!
They're backing off! Keep pushing! Enough of this. I will deal with you myself. Hateful humans! You think you can defeat me?
By all 6 gods, what is that thing? It's huge!
That, soldier, is a threat. We're...
All of the tutorials end with a really easy boss to kill.
Take out those giant hands, and the whole thing will come crashing down! Watch for debris! Keep your heads down!
You can't do much with your one skill, but the quicker you will get in and hit the thing, the quicker it's going to be over.
Fight! Fight for everything you hold dear! It's not dead yet! Brace yourselves! Think it's gonna explode!
You will now be moved to your first proper map. As a human, we are going to Queensdale. If you chose a different race, you will go to the starter map for that race, but the general idea is pretty much the same for all of them.
Where am I? What happened?
You were injured when the elemental exploded. Captain Thackeray brought you here personally. You've been unconscious for 3 days. You had lots of visitors. Villagers you rescued, some seraph, and even a tavern keeper from the city and his daughter. She came by every day.
That'd be my friends Andrew and Petra. I'll have to go see them once I'm fully recovered. What should I do now?
Fresh air and exercise are the best medicine. The goddess Dwayna helped you. Perhaps you could help others?
Thanks, I will. And thanks for taking such good care of me.
Again, we have another scene to watch and boom, we are level 2 already. Our reward for completing the tutorial is a new weapon. If we click on the level up icon, we can see what we can do now we are level 2, and then what we will be able to do or receive at the next few levels. So, open up the inventory by either clicking on the icon or pressing the I key and equip your new weapon. When you hover over a weapon in your inventory, it will allow you to compare the stats to see if it's better than what you are equipping. A general rule is green means better, and for the early levels especially, it's the only rule you need to follow. We're now ready to start playing the game, and I promise in the next video we will get to level 10.